It's me. Hey, everybody. So it's Ryan. New to videos, but working on it. I'm currently 4 days away from doing a week-long motorcycle trip on the Trans-American Trail, leaving on Saturday morning, I guess. It's Tuesday, so I thought that I would do a quick tour of the tiny adventure lake cabin where I live in North Carolina. And then I've got my bike mostly packed, not official, but I'm going to unpack my bike and see what I don't have that I need for my trip. There's a couple of things on my list, but I'm sure there's some more that I'll find. So I just thought this would be fun to show people around a little bit and then maybe post the video on my YouTube and get some questions and feedback from folks about what I need to pick up in the next 3 days or on the way. So anyways, I guess that's the plan. So, first off, this is the Tiny Adventure Lake Cabin. Lots of woods, 5 acres. Had this for about 7 months now. So I'll walk around a little bit and show you guys around. So, I guess first off, this whole woods area over here is about 2 acres of just woods, and that's going to stay the same. So I'm going to leave that, but I'll get this turned around and show you guys the rest of the place. So I'm currently parking my cars over here because this area is under construction. This looked like that when I moved here back in October, but I've been working on it for a long time, chopping down trees with my axe mostly, and then all of this was a result of getting a chainsaw finally. I didn't want a chainsaw for a while because it was really good exercise, but I got tired of just chopping all day long, so I got a chainsaw now. Anyways, this is going to be cleaned out for the most part. There'll be some trees here still, and then this is going to be basically like a driveway parking area, but I'm going to try to grade it and do some things like that so that I could drive my car in here, go around these nice trees here, and then drive into over there, where we'll go in just a minute, which is intended to be a pole barn garage and shed on that side. And there's another driveway over there actually, so you can kind of do like a drive-through on one side and a shed on the other side. And maybe this will turn into a big U, maybe it'll be a circle, I don't really know yet. And then I'm going to do a log wall with all of the trees that I'm cutting down. Some of them at least I'm trying to repurpose as many as I can because, you know, live green and all that. So anyways, this is my field. This is the other 3 acres, basically. It's the Tiny Adventure Lake Cabin itself. We'll be over there in a minute. I'm not going inside. Down there past that tree is an entrance to the lake. So Carr Lake, spelled Kerr Lake. Carr Lake is just over those trees. You can see it when it was the winter, a little bit, not very well, but you can see it. But it's a 4-minute walk down to the lake, and I've got a dock that I share with my neighbors, which is cool. So a lot of questions I get from folks is how off-grid is off-grid. I am not off-grid at all. I will be eventually, but I've actually got county water. I've got big utility IOU electric power, which is great. And then there was a internet cable line run from the street to the house. The person that I bought this place from was going to wire it for a full bedroom, 3-bedroom house. So it's actually got a septic tank on the other side as well, which is handy. I would like to disconnect most of this stuff eventually, but for building things and just needing things right now, it's pretty cool. So we'll leave it there for now. So this is the cabin, also known as a metal storage shed that you can get on the side of the road for about $5,000 or so. This was here. It looks almost identical to what it was. I replaced the stairs, and then that was a roll-up door over there on that side, which now has French doors, and this is where my bedroom is, so I get to wake up in the morning and have my French doors there. So I'm not going to do a tour inside quite yet because it's a work in progress still, but it's getting there. Behind, I did just a very temporary 12 by 12 or so deck so that I could use this as my garage, more or less. It's pretty much the only flat space that I have, so it's just tools and garbage and things to get out of the way for now. So I think eventually the cabin will move. This will become a guest house once I start building a real house, a small house eventually. But it's working great for now. We'll do a tour in there eventually. But I'm doing floors right now and ceilings and have a bunch of other stuff underway. So we'll hold on that for now. This is where my septic system is. So septic field, which is very helpful to have. This is the adventure camper. So this is where I lived on and off about 4 days a week for probably 2 months while I was in between my place in Raleigh and making this thing turn into somewhat of a house. So while I was in there tearing stuff out and putting stuff back in, I was living in my 8x5 military grade adventure camper. So take a quick look at this. One of the nice things about having this here is that clearly it's storage because I don't have much. But I've got all this unpacked right now because I'm taking from it. So this is basically like my, outdoor goods store. When I'm taking the motorcycle somewhere, I literally just pop in here and grab what I want and put it in bags and bring it over to the motorcycle. It's super convenient. So I built this about a year ago, so February of 2019. It was just the gray top and then the military trailer on the bottom. Those were put together. So I've added everything else in here. I love beadboard and shiplap and paneling and things like that, so it's got a whole bunch of that stuff in here. Totally not necessary, but it was just kind of fun and easy. Put shelving in, so it had metal shelves, and then I put just some plywood over it, stained it, cleaned it up. Built this box, so this is storage. So you can just pop that open and all kinds of stuff under there. There's a refrigerator there, which is hooked up when I have power. It's a little too much to run off of my batteries, my car batteries, which are in the corner back there. And then there's a bed. That whole bench basically folds out towards us, and then you have a full-size bed there, and your feet slip underneath that cabin, which is pretty nice, on top of an air mattress. So that's cool. That's kind of my garage for the camper up in that corner, so that's got a bunch of tools and stuff. But like I said, I'm kind of taking everything out of here right now that I need for the motorcycle. It's got an air conditioning system. At present, the air conditioning system is right where that little vent is, inside the shed, which is my house. It's not a shed, it's a house. But anyways, it's a portable air conditioning unit that rolls around and works great. You just have to duct it to the outside so it blows the exhaust out, and that's all you have to do. So if I'm able to be somewhere where I can have real power, not hooked up to my battery, I can run a refrigerator and an air conditioner for when I need it. So when I was at campsites in between houses, it came in handy. When I was here, it came in handy too, so I could have my refrigerator and air conditioning while I was in between places. So that was cool. So anyways, this is the fold down table. So this is amazing. This worked out really, really well. This piece here was the back railing when it was just a trailer. And so you basically just unlatch each one of these, and then it folds all the way up against the side, so you can drive down the road and have all that stuff out of the way, which is really helpful. And then when you get somewhere, you just pop that down, and then this is basically my outdoor kitchen. So I just bring all my kitchen stuff out, put it up there, and just leave it, and it's great. I've got an awning on the top. This is all very, very heavy duty, so Celine is the one that gets to pull this beast, but she does great. Kayak is here. There is a little outdoor shower unit kind of a thing. It's just a box with the water controls in it, and then what I normally do is put a water tank up on the roof, and that's just gravity fed, and it works well enough to have enough water. Oh, I've got a package. That's cool. Look, people are here. All right. And through the magic of technology, we're back, and I have a bag which was the last of my goods to arrive, clothes and supplies and stuff, so hopefully I have everything. Anyways, so the water system there, gravity fed from a tank, take showers, wash hands, clean dishes, things like that. It's great. Got this big old ladder on here, which is awesome, so I can climb up to the top where we've got that rack for the water tank. Got the fan. That space over there is going to fit a solar panel in the near future. And then this is a 6x4, I think, patio. So rooftop deck. It's great to hang out on. It's really fun. Watch the stars. You can be above everybody else and see shenanigans and whatnot, so it's really fun. This is some of the small trees that I took out last fall. And then these are the larger ones that I'm repurposing. So you can sort of see the plan here. This right forward here might be like a drive through, and then this would be the pole barn garage with maybe a shed on the side. So I just kind of laid it out right now to see how big it is. It's about 30 by 30 or so. And I have a pretty neat idea, actually, that I'll do sometime with some help. But this is kind of laid out so that it would be the walls on this side, so those would lift up. And the neat thing is that what I'll be able to do, and I guess this is a good time to ask for suggestions, but if I cut this tree down, it's a big one. I can't cut it down like 10 feet up because it'll fall on me and I'll die. But if I cut the whole thing down the right way, and then cut 10 feet of it off on the bottom, and then put it right back up, and then get it screwed in and sealed up and everything, then I've got a pole. And I can do the same thing there. And I can do the same thing with that one in the back. And I can sort of not really do it here. I would do it with that one there in the middle, but that tree is crooked. And kids, motorcycles. So I'll take that one out and then probably put up a different tree there. But those will be my posts, and they are very conveniently laid out. Very square, which is neat. And then there's the one in the middle. So I think what I can do is do a big square and then do that one in the middle and then have two sides for kind of a drive-through garage and then shed on the other side. So that's the plan. And then these will raise up and basically go here for this wall. So anyways, eventually. This is the other driveway. So that was put in here by the developer that kind of made the 10 or so lots in my community here. So that's all that. House, eventual garage. I think I'll put a house up there eventually if I choose to stay here. I'm not totally sure, but maybe. And yeah, it's just pretty here. I've got neighbors. It's Nancy and Tom. They're very friendly. Got neighbors over there. Other than barking dogs and guns being fired off every now and again, it's pretty quiet. It's pretty. So again, the lake is just on the other side of those trees over there. And I've got my fire pit down here. And this is Valerie the Weestrom. So I guess I'll get back on camera and talk a little bit about what's going on. Alright, so back. I'm a little surprised at the moment of how well I'm actually able to pack everything. It looks like a mess at the moment because it's all sort of undone, but I've got a lot of stuff and I've got plenty of room. Everything that I've seen, including from Brett Tax, who's awesome, you know, he says pack 100% and then have it again. So you only take 25% of what you originally packed. I'm gonna probably do like 40% because I've got plenty of room and I'm only going for about a week or so. So anyways, so Valerie is a 2014 Suzuki V-Strom DL 650, the Weestrom, so the smaller motor. I've had her for just over a year. She's awesome. We've done like 8,000 miles. big trip to Maine, 2,300 miles or so in 3 days, 4 days, well, three and a quarter, which is really absurd. But anyways, she's been getting some upgrades lately, so I put on an additional set of LED lights. Those are kind of running lights. She's got new tires. We just did an oil change and service. Foot pegs, gas tanks here, these bottles. These will come in handy because I'm an energy efficiency person and like to run my energy down to like nothing until I need more. I've got some containers over here. I guess I should show these. So, standard boxes. These are fuel canisters. So they're just hooked onto the back and bolted onto my boxes. This is one of my storage canisters. Thought that was pretty cool. To get these from, I think, Revzilla or Twisted Throttle, one or the other. But these are really nice, and it fits really well just in this area here. It doesn't get in trouble with the tire at all. But I've got my coffee mug in here for right now. That might change depending on what I need to put in there, but it's really supposed to be for tools and stuff like that, so we'll see. Got a little hatchet in here as well. That's just kind of zip tied in. And found this other one actually at Tractor Supply the other day. It was just randomly sitting on a shelf, and I wasn't even looking for it, but I figured I might as well. And this one's smaller, but it fits my recovery line. So if I do need to tow someone or tow myself out with a winch or improvise MacGyver style, I'll be able to do that. So this is the bike. That's my official hashtag handle that I'm using, so that'll be fun. So yeah, so that's Valerie. I think she's pretty much ready for the road. So I guess what I'm going to do is kind of lay everything out, and this is the process I really needed to go through to make sure I actually have everything that I need to have, so we'll see. Fun fact, found out today I've got kidney stones at the moment, which is super exciting. So I've added a big water jug to my collection. I was thinking about that already, but I'm going to drink a lot of water, so I've got a Camelback as well. But I think just for any water needs officially, I'll take that with me, and that'll come in handy. A little bit of rain. So anywho, this bag will be, I think, food and clothes, just a couple miscellaneous things, and so that's going to go up here. And so that's probably the only other bag I'm going to have up here, and that one will be compressed. So I'm not going to have tons of stuff hanging off everywhere. That just seems a little silly to me. I'm just not going for very long, so if it was longer than a week, I'd probably take a lot more, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. So this is a dry bag. This is not like super heavy duty or anything, so this is just going to have clothes in it if I need to have a second bag on the outside. Otherwise, I'll probably stuff this maybe in something else and just kind of compress this a lot. But clothes are going to go there. Got water there. Water here. This will be the top bag. More clothes. Food is here. So depending on how I pack this, I'm either going to do this food right in here. And I'm not taking a ton of stuff. This is just some snacks at the moment that are really, really small and light. I've got pasta meals where you just add water and maybe, butter or oil if you have it. But basically bringing these, and then cans of trout, and then I'm going to get a little bit of tuna and some cooked chicken in bags as well. And I just throw those in to a pot, put a bunch of seasoning or some Cholula or something like that on it, and then it's good to go. And a couple of, oatmeal, grape kind of things for the morning. So I'm gonna, probably cook most nights and cook some mornings, and then eat lunch on the road during the day. But I'm not trying to go crazy and figure out every single meal on the bike. It's just not really necessary right now. So this is kind of miscellaneous storage at the moment. This is going to be for some whiskey. Got a couple of bags just to carry things around in. This is my extra gloves and straps, so all the straps will be used to strap everything down. I've got my cooler bag in here, so I think my drinks will probably go in here. I am not trying to keep anything cool, but just that I have an actual bag, I can put some of this stuff in, kind of keep track of things a little bit easier, and this doesn't weigh anything, so it's easy. Yeah, this is important. So, toilet paper, camping poop bags, just in case. I'll have some other bathroom stuff with me. Seems like I'll get stinky, so probably some deodorant, soap, and things like that. This is my rain suit. So I don't know what the weather's going to be like yet. I really haven't checked, but I imagine I'll encounter some rain, so I will have my jacket and pants ready to go. I've got a tarp as well. I usually put this down on my campsite so that my tent stays nice and dry if it does rain or just dirt and things like that, and then it comes really in handy. If there is a big rain or something like that, then I can just string a rope across my tent and then cover this on top of it and just tie it down with bungees and stuff like that, and that'll work well. So that just kind of comes in handy, and it doesn't weigh much, so easy there. I saw somebody else that had these chairs on another YouTube video that I was watching to learn how to do all this stuff. So this is my chair. The other option that I was thinking about, which is easier of course, is just my boxes pop right off with the key, and then you just set up two boxes next to each other, and you've got, you know, a chair or a table, or you can put your feet up or whatever. And I think what I normally do is have some sort of a chair. This is a smaller one than what I normally use, and then take one off and then put my feet up on that and kind of rest. So that'll be nice. And then I've got my air mattress here. This is just a single. It doesn't pack down super great. It's thinnish, but it is kind of heavy as well. So this is what I've had for a long time, and I think this is one of the things I'm going to upgrade here in the near future. I've got my tent poles here, and I do have a tent with poles. My tent works perfectly fine. It just has poles. I'm not going to get a new tent until my current one dies. It's just not really worth it, so keep that. Other box is basically tools and camping gear. So plates for cooking. That's just one unit, and it's got silver plasticware in it, things like that. Air compressor, so if I do get a flat, I've got a kit to repair it, blow the tire back up with power from the bike, so that'll help me out in a pinch. I've not had to use that yet. I think this is my pillow. I got two things that look just like this, and one's my pillow and one is like a blanket kind of a thing, so we'll see which one that is. Life straw, so I don't anticipate needing this at all. I'm going to bring a bunch of water, mostly because of these new kidney stones, but just in case I need it, that's there. I've got a battery tender as well. I figured why not, just in case. My battery seems to be in great shape, but if I do have a chance or a reason to plug in somewhere, I'll be able to. So that's just in case of emergency. Hammock. I've got these two LED powered USB lights. I know that there's things that are smaller and that weigh less, but I have these. They work great. I can charge them in the day with the bike. Just run a cord or power them with my external battery. So that's easy. So those will come with. Speaker. I did not mention what I'm bringing for all my beverages, but I'm going to have some wine, little boxes of wine with me, because wine and music after a day on the road sounds nice. So spoil myself a little bit. French press, coffee in the morning. I've got fuel canisters and my fuel source cooking apparatus. burner, I guess. I don't know what people are calling it these days. That works great, super handy. Boil water, cook meals, things like that. Using this, so this is a nice little Stanley unit, and it's great for the bike. It's super small, but it's got some plastic cups inside of it, and works great over a fire, and is usually a good meal for just me. It's 2 people, probably not big enough, but for me it's good. This is the blanket that I was mentioning. So I don't think I'm going to need that, but I figured if there was just a nice spot to chill at on some grass and whatnot, that would be nice to have. Doesn't weigh much. Binoculars. Check out the bears. First aid kit. Hope to not use that. This is another pot set that I have. So I've got both of these in here right now because I'm still working on what my meals are going to be, and they're sort of similar in size. So I think if it comes down to it, I'm just going to take the bigger one, and that way I can have 2 pots in this system, and that might help with just cooking a little bit easier. Towel. So this is like a microfiber towel that packs up. I've got my utility shovel for chopping up stuff or digging things or whatever. And then I've got my tent. So that's my tent. Folds up. It's crappy. It's old, but it works great. So good enough for me. And then I think last is just my tank bag. So my tank bag is going to have just kind of easy to grab stuff, sunglasses, backups. If it rains, I've got a phone protector that's waterproof, duct tape, a little bit of rope, and then I've got a waterproof box with my electronics in it. So I've got an extra flashlight in there, my battery charger, matches, notebook, anything else that I don't want to get wet. So I guess as far as what I'm doing on the trail, for folks that don't know, I guess unless you've done it 1,000 times, you've got to have coordinates and tracks. So I'm going to have one smartphone here with the coordinates and tracks that I bought from Sam Carrero. Shout out to Sam, who made the Trans-American Trail. So I bought those from him. He emailed them to me in 24 hours and put them on a phone, and there you go. So it's not turn-by-turn directions. That's not really possible because you don't have a signal in a lot of these places, but it's GPS. So it'll show you where you are in relation to the trail that you're trying to go on. So that'll be on the one phone just all the time, watching that. I've heard that the paper maps that are available are just not super functional, so I'm going to risk it. Should be fine. I've heard good things about just this system. So that's the trail on one phone, and then on my primary smartphone, I'll have Google Maps up so that when I am going through smaller towns or on, paved roads, which most of this is sort of intended to be dirt and gravel and things like that, but you go over paved roads into the gas station, and if I had to find a hotel for any reason, I won't, but I could. So that'll be the other phone with Google Maps on it. So I'll have 2 navigation systems, one showing me where I am in relation to the trail, and I should be able to follow that for most of the time. And then the other will be just my regular phone with Google Maps to find out where I'm going. So other stuff that I don't have here yet, all of my food, but I've got that in the cabin. Wine boxes, just the little disposable ones. I'm going to take a couple of those. Bathroom stuff to take a spot shower, things like that. Get cleaned up. A little bit of cleaning supplies, baby wipes, soap, maybe some sort of a small hand towel or something like that. And clothes. I guess that's it. So, I've got 4 more days to go, and then I'll be heading out on Saturday morning, and I'll be trying to film a lot of this. I don't have like a GoPro or anything fancy, so just whatever. But it'll be fun, so I'm looking forward to it. And fastest overlander, that's Celine over there. Technically, that's her, but we'll keep going with it. So, anyways, I hope that was a little bit fun, and see you guys on the trail soon.